Alright guys, Lord Nollan here, and today we're talking a possible coup. First off, the the reason I say there might be a possible coup is because the way that Sen Goku talks about these events happening and how Garp felt about things and how he kind of uses Garp as like his means of relating events to people that are in the Marine, I guess, classroom or like meeting room or whatever it is. Like, it seems like he's almost trying to steer these Marines against the world government. And I say that because like a lot of the words that are in this chapter are in bold letters. And the bold letters are usually like something that is like it's usually a thing that's against the world government. And these guys have quite possibly either little experience or no experience as Marines. I don't exactly know the range of rank in the room that's there, but I don't see any like vice admirals or anything like that because I think they're all gone. These are all looked like they're trainees, so he's training the new recruits or the lower ranking Marines to go against the Celestial Dragons. Now, why would he be doing that? I think it's because these trainees, these new recruits, are gonna be around the same age as like this new era of pirates. And in order to shape the world that would quite possibly be a freer, more diplomatic world, he's got to have Marines that are willing to go against the Celestial Dragons. Right now, everybody's afraid of them. Right now, everybody is like tiptoeing on thin ice with the Celestial Dragons' emotions and whims. But if he can get enough Marines, especially the young ones that are still trying to make a name for themselves, got a long career ahead of them, if he can get those guys to believe that the Celestial Dragons are not what the world needs, then even if it were, say, Dragon, like, most of these guys would be more on board to work with Dragon if he can give them a reason to go against the Celestial Dragons. Because Sen Goku has kind of given the suggestion and he's kind of like planted the seed that it's okay to go against the Celestial Dragons. It's okay not to like them. Garp doesn't even like them. It's okay to work with pirates every now and then. That's how he beat rocks. It's okay to treat pirates as people because they have the same instincts, the same dreams, the same goals. They have personalities. They have their own issues. They have people that they look after. You can negotiate with someone like that. It's not always got to be on-site fight. You can negotiate with them. You can talk to them. Sometimes you can work together. You can come together for a common goal. Maybe even persuade some pirates to change their ways. He's planting the seed that these pirates are literally usually from some impoverished area, hurt by either other pirates or some whim or order by the Celestial Dragons. Just the oppressive rules of the land might have been enough. A difference in class that had them born in a place that was less inhabitable than the places where the normal citizenry or people in the villages or even the rich and noble would live. The more poverty-stricken and downtrodden. These are people that we can talk to. Maybe you can find some common ground in it. Maybe even have like a couple drinks and speak about your adventures. Trade stories and become close friends like Roger and Garp. He plants these seeds. And I believe he planted them because a lot of people are kind of suspicious, I believe, in the higher ups that were more loyal to the world government, because maybe during Reverie they saw something that they shouldn't have. Maybe during Reverie they saw something that may make them question their 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 views of the Celestial Dragons. Maybe because the Celestial Dragons outright had a king assassinated at the Reverie. Sengoku is like, that's too far. That's too much. Like you can't take out the kings that rule over the land. Like, people need their kings. People believe in their kings most of the time. Most of the time. Not all the time. Like a Wapple, yeah, we can get rid of that guy. But a Cobra, like he was really for his people. Really was. And to have him taken out by the Celestial Dragons because he disagreed, or because of some long time rivalry against a king that decided not to join in the way that they wanted him to. He just wanted to rule over his kingdom, or his ancestors just wanted to rule over their kingdom. They didn't want to rule over the world. They just wanted their people to be okay. And because he couldn't see the light, I guess, given to him by the Celestial Dragons, they had some issue with that. Or the fact that he raised a stink about the Shishibukai system and caused the abolishing of what the world government needed to supplement their forces against Yonko and other large pirate crews and alliances. They were weakened by the pleas of kings, and it may or may not have left a sour taste in their mouth, and so they killed him. Is the possibilities for why Cobra would be killed are quite numerous. It's a lot of them. So, and even with all those, I believe Sengoku and Garp were finally like, that's enough. Like, these guys, they're taking out kings now. And they're taking out kings during what is supposed to be a peace summit amongst kings. Even the Revolutionary Army doesn't kill kings. Garp may be thinking my son might be right. Like, Sengoku might be thinking, all this time I worked as fleet admiral and they tried to, take out somebody who's important to our government, who's important to the people of that kingdom. They can't let that go. Now, I still believe that Sword is against anything that CP agencies would be doing. I believe that they're secretly waging a war against the secret agents of the world government. And they're watching them. They're making sure that, the world government isn't going to exploit their means of secretly taking on clandestine missions. Like, they're not gonna just start killing kings whenever they feel like it. They're not gonna start siphoning money or start taking weapons from people so that they could subjugate the kingdoms, or start poisoning off populations, or calling buster calls for no reason. Having the Cypherpole agents plant evidence that would require a buster call. Like, Sword is there, I'm pretty sure, to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen. And they're also there to make sure that what I'm assuming would be the alliances of Yonko and strong pirates don't, overwhelm the Marines. They're there to make sure that the pirates of the world don't become so strong and so powerful that they can't handle it. And so, with Sword at his back, not like stabbing him, but like Sword backing him up, I believe Sengoku is now entrusting the Marines of the future with knowledge that they'll need to actually see the Celestial Dragons for what they are. They're slavers, they're oppressors, they're murderers, they're overindulgent, kind of grown children. They have no care for the people that are under them. All they care about is their base instincts and their passing whims and the fact that people should stay in their place, which is beneath them. Whether it be beneath their walkways, beneath the red line, or beneath them in social status. That anyone who's against that, the celestial dragons are against them. And because they are the wealthiest and most powerful entity in the world, and they govern most of it, they practically do as they please. So you have Marines who now are fed up with the fact that the celestial dragons do what they want, and you have Marines that now know what it is that the celestial dragons do. Because notice, even in the slave market, they called it an employment office, or like what was it, something else like that, when there were the Marines outside. But all the celestial dragon knights, the guys with the pointy hats and the guys in the special suits, whatever, those guys were directly under the celestial dragons. And because of that, and the fact that all the nobility in that area knew about it, those guys secretly are taking prisoners and selling them to each other, taking prisoners and taking them to Marie Joie. They're taking prisoners and they're kidnapping random citizens. They're kidnapping people of other species, and they're using them as entertainment and slave labor. And the regular Marines hear a different story. These people were either maybe in debt, according to what they're told. I would assume these things. They're either in debt, they're people that were in jail and decided to go another route instead of going to Impel Down. There are people that voluntarily decided to come and work for the Tenryu B2. It's any number of excuses as to why these people are shackled and sold. Maybe they don't believe that they're sold. Maybe they believe that they're just under contract and that people just serve under the Tenryu B2 as servants because they feel obliged to, or for money, when really they're slaves. I believe at some point the Marines are going to abandon the celestial dragons and the world government system. And along with the Revolutionary Army and whatever pirates have the means, create a new world where the Marines, the pirates, the revolutionaries, the citizens, and the kings come together and decide on things that the planet as a whole, I don't know what the name of One Piece's world is, but their world as a whole will be better off with. Things that impact the entire world in a positive way. Ways to talk to each other and negotiate with each other in a positive way, in a positive light. Where everybody can be free without having to worry about being enslaved or having their island destroyed for saying the wrong words. Being thrown in jail, which is literally layer upon layer of torture and death. That's what this coup is about. And whether it starts in the next few chapters or it's already started, it may have started after the referee. We don't know. Because you gotta remember that the Marines are right now listening to the kings. They're not listening to the Celestial Dragons, because the Celestial Dragons didn't vote on this. The kings voted on the abolishment of the Shishibukai system. The Celestial Dragons, I don't believe, had any say in that. So the Marines are going with what the kings wanted. And the Celestial Dragons had a king assassinated. Maybe they're already at odds. Maybe they're already fighting. Maybe the Marines are about to make their move. They witnessed Cypher Pole try and allow a celestial dragon to take a princess. They witnessed the celestial dragon openly trying to kidnap someone. And it was a very big event because she was a large woman, the biggest mermaid in the ocean. And openly, he disrespected a princess, he disrespected a new kingdom to the reverie, and tried to kidnap and enslave someone. Luckily for him, luckily for the Fishman Island and their kingdom, there was another celestial dragon there, and he saved her. But I believe the Marines are finally fed up with the world government, and there's about to be a worldwide coup. That being said, if you like this video, like it, subscribe to Lord Nollan, and follow me on Facebook at Lord Nollan. Follow me on Instagram at Lord Nollan 91. Lord Nollan out.
I made a way for myself till I feel safe from the shelf. I know that niggas gon' hate. I'ma get paid if nothing else. Till I'm in the grave. Till I'm in the grave for myself. Fuck them, I don't need no help. I wanna change on myself. I made a way for myself till I feel safe from the shelf. I know that niggas gon' hate. I'ma get paid if nothing else. Till I'm in the grave. Till I'm in the grave for myself. Fuck them, I don't need no help. I wanna change on myself.